for us presenting for the first time ever an EICMA Arch motorcycle.
So please welcome on stage to the founder, Mr. Guy Ollinger and Keanu Reeves.
Hello, hello. Ciao, buongiorno. Thank you very much for being here at the Arch Motorcycle Press Conference, where we are revealing 2 new models and introducing the 2018 KR-GT1. Thank you very much. Bye.
Okay. Okay, so we have a question for our guys here. So tell us how you guys got together and founded Arch Motorcycle.
So Arch Motorcycle started about 6 years ago, and before then, Gard and I had met, and Gard had designed a custom build for a Harley Davidson. Once that bike was completed, it turned into the prototype for Arch Motorcycle. Good story.
Okay, what was important for you to achieve with the KR-GT1, which was your first production motorcycle?
So, I guess the important thing was to have it do what we tried to do with the original prototype, right? So this idea of a big American V-twin that could handle, but also you could cruise on it, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, that was the hope and the dream and the ambition, and I think, you know, what you designed ultimately was exactly that. You know, it was just a great motorcycle to ride, you could go long distances, you could turn in, it was awesome.
And that's this motorcycle here. This is the 2018 version of it.
Because you manufacture many of these components in your facility, the motorcycle is completely customizable. Why was this an important aspect in your company?
Yeah, so the idea of Arch Motorcycle is we're a custom production motorcycle. So each motorcycle is personalized, not only ergonomically, so rider position, the shape of the seat, whether you want forward controls or mid controls, handlebar position, but then all of the visuals, the finishes, the livery are personalized to the customer. And so the only way to really do that efficiently is to be able to have manufacturing, right? So we do over 200 parts of the KR-GT1 in-house, and we're fortunate to have some great vendor partners like Olin's and BST and Domino, who make switch housings for us, Michelin tires, yeah, Rizoma.
We know that you make many of the motorcycle components yourself in-house. Can you speak about some of this partnership that you just mentioned?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that's been really cool is, you know, we're making a custom production performance cruiser, but, you know, we can't do it alone. So we have some really great relationships with some companies that make incredible, I hate to call it products, but I mean, like, you know, we're here with Gary with BST, who's doing carbon fiber wheels. The relationship that we have with Oleans has been really cool in the sense that, you know, they've partnered with us to do some customization to our suspensions, working with ISR, Rizoma also has done some customization. So it's been really cool for us to not only be working with these companies and these relationships, but also to do really custom work for our motorcycles.
Yesterday we saw the unveiling of your 2018 KR-GT1. What has revolutionized on this model compared to the current KR-GT1?
So do you want to give a little precursor to the KR-GT1 before we talk about the updates for 2018?
Right.
What's special about it?
I don't know. Do you want to look at the motorcycle? Or you
Sure.
Want to just like, okay, so, hi. So the the KR GT1. Let's see. I mean, it's a performance cruiser, and you know, with the development of what we're doing in the past, so Arch Motorcycle produces over 200 parts with CNC, and being developed with Guard and Mr. Ryan Boyd out there, who's doing all the CNC and all of the design. You know, we really pride ourselves with the fit and finish. You know, part of what makes this motorcycle exceptional is how the motorcycle comes together. Everything being functional, oftentimes being multifunctional. We have a tank that acts as a stress member for the frame. We have an air induction system, so air collection is going inside the tank shells here as opposed to having it on the outside, putting a slimmer profile. You know, we have a big fat front wheel, and oftentimes with that kind of dimension on the tire, you can't turn in. You know, the bike doesn't. You know, you have to kind of sit this thing. But with the KR GT1, you have no problem with that. It has a really great lateral movement. The motorcycle turns. It's very confident feeling, and so having that base for what we do. We're seeking to kind of keep refining, keep developing, and this is where you and Ryan come.
Nice job. So the KR GT1 is unique also in that it has billet aluminum bodywork. So the fuel tanks and the tail section are not stamped, they're made from plastic. They're actually machined from a large piece of aluminum. That allows us to use the right gas tank, as Keanu said, as a structural member. So some of the changes that we made for 2018 are that we reshaped the fuel tank a little bit, improved ergonomics. It's a little more slender and it fits between your legs a little nicer. Olin's made a new front fork for us. It's proprietary for us. And part of the changes we made there was reconfiguring the fork trees and the headlight and air intake that made the bike a little bit more streamlined. We now have new 30 millimeter dual 6-piston calipers up front with ABS as an option and standard once we're Euro 4 homologated. Same thing with ABS in the rear. And other changes we made. I think that sort of sums it up, but we're very, very focused this year on being Euro 4 compliant, and so many of the changes were to accommodate that.
And also this motorcycle for each customer is, you know, being able to make it personalized. So it's a production motorcycle, but it's a custom production motorcycle. And I can sit on this thing, right?
Sure. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
One of the things about a KR GT1, which is really cool, is that you really feel like you're inside the motorcycle. The sensation of being on it, obviously, it's a 124 cubic inch S&S engine, 2000 cc, and so with the torque, with being able to turn in, and also with the volume of the tank, you can have a long range. You know, you don't have to stop every 25 minutes and gas up. So it's really an exceptional ride. It's beautiful to look at, and yeah, so this is what it's doing. And then, but this isn't the only thing we're doing.
So at the beginning of Arch, we had this ambition that we wouldn't just build one motorcycle, but our goal was to be able to have 3 motorcycles in our line, which I think is ambitious for a little company like ours. And one of the things that's really great about being at EICMA this year is that we've achieved that, and now we're here being able to show it.
Yeah.
So the second motorcycle in our lineup is called the 1S, and it's the first single-sided swing arm production motorcycle for Arch Motorcycle. It's completely redesigned, starting from the chassis, the bodywork, the riding position, and the purpose. It has similar architecture in the chassis, and then it's a combination of a steel tube frame with aluminum structural members. And this time we don't have an exposed backbone, but we have a billet aluminum CNC machine backbone, which is hidden underneath the fuel tank and the tail section. It uses the same engine as we use in the KRG T1, but as you can see, it's a little bit more aggressive looking. The geometry of the chassis is changed from the KRG T1. It's 26-degree front fork rake and 17-inch tires front and rear, so it's a little bit more agile and aggressive in its handling.
Nice toy.
So this is a bit of a departure, but also I think you'll see the DNA of the brand through it. The engine is actually 143 cubic inch S&S engine. It's unique in that it's the first American production motorcycle that will have a carbon monocell chassis. I think we spent a lot of time in design and engineering theory that would sort of overcome some of the challenges I think in the motorcycle design world, which is to have some continuity. Instead of motorcycle working from component to component, there is the idea of having layers and continuity. So we have aluminum, carbon fiber, aluminum, a very high-end luxury type leather that you would typically see in a designer handbag, carbon fiber, and more aluminum, and there's actually layers. The swing arm is unique. It's a single-sided aluminum billet swing arm, which our partners Suter will manufacture for us. And these turbine design wheels, which BST manufactures, will be unique to this motorcycle only. The exhaust, another local company, SC Projects, it's a full titanium, carbon fiber, and aluminum exhaust system. The same Olin's proprietary suspension for arch.
Doing a little something different with the instrumentation.
Yeah, what are we doing there?
I don't know, Guard, what are we doing?
So we've actually have a smartphone dash. Besides instrumentation, can have navigation, and maybe even a little entertainment.
That's an incredible machine. Can I sit on this one?
Sure.
Awesome. I haven't seen this. This bike is like completely, I mean, it was just an amazing effort by everyone involved to make this happen. And it literally was finished 25 minutes ago. It's real nice. It's a really beautiful motorcycle. It's really, can't wait to ride this thing. What else?
So that's what we have.
That's Arch Motorcycle.
Our three
2017 EICMA.
And again, it will be Euro 4, like as you mentioned it.
This one
model.
is 23 motorcycles only, and it probably won't be compliant anywhere in the universe.
But rideable.
Yes.
But the other model will be as it.
Euro 4 compliant.
When can we expect this?
That's a good question. 2018.
And Suter. Now let's talk about Suter. As we know, you also have a partner, Suter Industries, for the European distribution channel, Arch Europe. Tell us about this partnership and what it means for the company. Should we come demos on stage?
Sure. Eskil Suter, Maurizio Paolo. So one of the things that we feel really fortunate about is the relationship that we have with Suter Industries. And besides being our distribution partner for Europe, we feel very fortunate to have them as an engineering resource. I'm sure most people who are enthusiasts, motorcycle enthusiasts in Europe, are familiar with the Suter name and success in racing. And so...
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been really great to start this partnership. We have Arch Suter in North America, so we'll be representing Suter motorcycles in North America, dealing with the NMX 500, which is, and with the Moto 2 motorcycle program, which is incredible. Thank you very much. And Suter will be representing Arch in Europe.
How do you guys feel about the relationship?
I'm very happy to meet you great guys from America, and we're looking very much forward to work with you on this project. And the bikes are so exciting. We are really happy to be involved, and I think it's really match both companies together. We can give us great support both. And really, I'm looking forward to have these bikes here on our roads.
I think there is nothing to add on all the small things, because when I talk or we talk about the relationship with Arch, and I said, you are the racing guys and these are the power cruiser, I think there is one fundamental we have together, and this is the experience, the emotions we want to provide to our clients, or better, to the member of the families of Arch and Suter. That is why we are unique. Thank you.
So, before we're done,
Oh yeah,
I'd like to thank a few people first.
okay.
This effort really took place in a few months from the idea of an updated KR GT1 to a 1S, which the basic design started a year and a half ago, but the refinement really just started a few months ago, to the Method 143, which really was a result of the design work that started with the 1S. And there's a lot of people to thank, and I probably won't remember all of them, but of course everybody at Arch, Ryan Boyd, Heath, everyone back home, and also our design team, Thomas Fleuret, and his team at Vintech, who am I forgetting?
We'd like to thank our wives. No, anyway, there's been a lot of people, a lot of effort, and a lot of concentration. We hope you enjoy our motorcycles, and we thank you for taking the time to visit us today. Thank you, Eskil. Thank you, Maury, for being here. And I think there's only one thing left to do, God Hollinger.
Should we try starting it?
Start that thing. That was it. All right. Well, thank you very much. Again, thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Just like one big Up here.
You guys, let's angle this way. Look this way, please.